The term Aborigines typically refers to the indigenous people of Australia, known as Aboriginal Australians. They are the original inhabitants of the Australian continent and its surrounding islands. Aboriginal culture is diverse, with hundreds of distinct languages and a rich history dating back tens of thousands of years. These communities have a deep connection to the land and a rich cultural heritage that includes art, storytelling, and unique spiritual beliefs. It's important to note that there is no single, homogeneous Aboriginal culture, as there is a wide variety of cultures and languages among different Aboriginal groups. Aboriginal people have lived in various regions across the Australian continent and its surrounding islands for tens of thousands of years. The specific areas where Aboriginal people lived and continue to live are diverse, but they can be broadly categorized into different geographical regions, each with its own unique cultures and languages. Some of these regions include arid and desert regions. Aboriginal communities have thrived in the arid and desert regions of Central Australia, such as the deserts of the Northern Territory, Western Australia, and South Australia. Coastal regions. Many Aboriginal groups live along the coastlines of Australia, where they have a strong connection to the sea. This includes communities in areas like the Kimberley region in Western Australia and the Torres Strait Islands. Rainforest and tropical regions. In the northern parts of Australia, including Queensland, the Northern Territory, and Western Australia, there are Aboriginal communities in lush rainforests and tropical areas. Arid and semi-arid regions. The arid and semi-arid regions of South Australia, New South Wales, and Queensland are home to various Aboriginal groups. Island communities. Aboriginal people also inhabit islands around Australia, including the Tiwi Islands, the Murray Islands, and others. Urban and regional centres. Many Aboriginal people now live in urban and regional centres across Australia, not only in remote or traditional areas. It's important to understand that there is a wide diversity of cultures and languages among these different Aboriginal groups, and their connections to the land and their cultural practices are unique to each region. Additionally, many Aboriginal people have maintained a strong connection to their traditional lands while also living in contemporary Australian society. Now we know about the history of Aborigines. Before moving forward, please like, share and subscribe my channel, and don't forget to press bell icon. It is free for you. The history of Aboriginal people in Australia is a long and complex one, spanning tens of thousands of years. Here is a brief overview of key periods and events in their history. Arrival of Aboriginal people. Aboriginal Australians are believed to have arrived in Australia at least 65,000 years ago, making them one of the world's oldest continuous cultures. Traditional societies. Prior to European contact, Aboriginal societies were diverse and complex, with distinct languages, cultures, and systems of governance. They had a deep spiritual connection to the land and a rich oral tradition of storytelling. European contact. European exploration and settlement began in the late 18th century, with Captain James Cook's arrival in 1770. The impact of European contact, including disease, dispossession, and violence, had devastating consequences for Aboriginal communities. Dispossession and frontier wars. As European settlers expanded into Aboriginal lands, there were violent conflicts known as the Frontier Wars, in various regions. This period resulted in the loss of traditional lands and the disruption of Aboriginal ways of life. Forced removal. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, government policies led to the forced removal of Aboriginal children from their families, known as the Stolen Generations. These policies aimed to assimilate Aboriginal people into European culture. Struggles for rights. Throughout the 20th century, Aboriginal people and their allies advocated for civil rights, recognition, and land rights. The 1967 referendum granted citizenship rights to Aboriginal people, and land rights movements led to the return of some traditional lands. Land rights and native title. Land rights legislation and native title claims have allowed some Aboriginal groups to regain control and ownership of their ancestral lands. Cultural revival. In recent decades, there has been a resurgence of Aboriginal culture, with a renewed focus on language preservation, art, music, and traditional knowledge. Reconciliation. Efforts have been made to promote reconciliation between Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal Australians, acknowledging past injustices and working towards a more inclusive and equitable society. Ongoing challenges. Despite progress, many challenges persist, including issues related to health, education, and socio-economic disparities in Aboriginal communities. Addressing these disparities remains an ongoing concern. It's important to recognize that this is a simplified overview, and the history of Aboriginal people is complex and diverse, with many regional variations. Their resilience, cultural richness, and contributions to Australian society continue to be significant. Now we are looking for the religion or religions Aborigines practice. Before moving forward, please like, share and subscribe my channel, and don't forget to press bell icon. It is free for you. Aboriginal spirituality is not organized into a single, uniform religion like many of the world's major organized religions. Instead, it encompasses a wide range of beliefs and practices that are deeply connected to the land, nature, and the dreaming, or dreamtime, a complex and foundational concept in Aboriginal culture. Key elements of Aboriginal spirituality include the dreaming. The dreaming is a fundamental concept that underpins Aboriginal spirituality. It refers to the creation period when ancestral spirits shaped the land, its features, and all living things. It also includes the ongoing spiritual connection between humans and these ancestral beings. Connection to the land. The land is central to Aboriginal spirituality. Many Aboriginal people believe that their ancestors' spirits remain in the land, and they have a deep spiritual connection to specific geographic areas. Ancestral beings, often represented as totemic animals or features of the landscape, play a significant role in Aboriginal spirituality. These beings are believed to have created the world and its inhabitants. Oral traditions. Aboriginal spirituality is passed down through oral traditions, including storytelling, songlines, and art. These are used to convey spiritual knowledge and to maintain a connection to the dreaming. Ceremonies and rituals. Various ceremonies and rituals are held to maintain a connection with the dreaming and to mark important life events, such as initiations, births, and deaths. Kinship and totemism. Aboriginal societies are structured around complex kinship systems and totemic relationships, which determine social roles and responsibilities. It's important to note that there is significant diversity in Aboriginal spirituality, with different beliefs, practices, and traditions across the many different Aboriginal groups and regions. These spiritual beliefs have been handed down for generations and are an essential part of the cultural identity of Aboriginal people. Aboriginal Australian creation myths are diverse and specific to different groups and regions. These myths are passed down through oral traditions and hold deep cultural and spiritual significance. Here are a few examples of creation myths from different Aboriginal groups. The dreaming, dreamtime. The dreaming is a central creation myth for many Aboriginal groups. It is not a single story but a complex concept encompassing the creation period when ancestral beings roamed the land, shaping the landscape, and giving life to all living things. These ancestral beings, often depicted in various forms, such as animals, humans, or features of the landscape, left their mark on the land and established rules and customs for human behavior. The rainbow serpent. The rainbow serpent is a prominent figure in many creation myths. It is believed to be a powerful and creative ancestral being that travels beneath the Earth's surface, shaping the land and giving life to water sources. The rainbow serpent's actions in these myths often lead to the creation of rivers, lakes, and other waterways. The Seven Sisters. The Seven Sisters is a creation myth that involves a group of women fleeing from a male ancestral being. As they travel across the land, they create landmarks and features that are still present today. This myth is a narrative that explains the creation of constellations in the night sky. The Yolngu creation myth, from the Yolngu people of Arnhem Land. This creation story centers around ancestral beings such as Jangawal, a divine brother and sister, who traveled across the land, creating features and landmarks. The myth also explains the origins of Yolngu clan identities and their kinship system. The Wandjina, from the Kimberley region. The Wandjina are depicted as large, spirit-like figures with distinctive features, often associated with rain and creation. According to the myth, the Wandjina created landscapes, plants, and animals and continue to watch over their creation. These are the examples of the rich tapestry of creation myths found among Aboriginal Australian groups. Each myth is unique to its respective community and is a crucial part of their cultural and spiritual heritage. These stories reinforce the deep connection between Aboriginal people, their land, and their ancestral beings. I hope I share some good knowledge with you. For such videos, please do like, share and comment, and for notifications of future videos please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. Thanks for watching.